My name is Andrew Baxter, and I decided to do my 8.1 self audit on Title IX on Lindenwood University for our last presentation of this class. Why did I choose Lindenwood? Well, I went there from 1999 to 2010. The university has expanded its athletic offerings and added 25 new sports, which grew the athletic department to over 45 varsity sports teams, making Lindenwood University one of the largest athletic departments in the United States as far as how many sports it offers. While I was there, it had switched over from the NAIA level to Division II, which was an interesting transition to watch. That was from 2010 to 2013. And honestly, I mean, the amount of growth you've seen at Lindenwood. They offer several sports that most Missouri schools or Midwest schools do not offer. So I thought this would be a good school to showcase as far as the self-audit process. What is the self-audit process? According to LTC 506, there are 3 prongs to the self-audit process. An athletic department must pass at least one of the 3 prongs in order to qualify under Title IX requirements. The first prong is to provide athletic participation opportunities that are substantially proportionate to the undergraduate enrollment. The second prong is to demonstrate a continual expansion of athletic opportunities for the underrepresented sex. The third prong is fully accommodate the interests and athletic abilities of the underrepresented sex. There's a star next to that one because that is the prong that I will be evaluating and the one in which I perform the self-audit on Lindenwood University. Under the third prong, you must go through a checklist. Other class members had an interview process set up. I was unable to do that. So going through the checklist through which I had reported through an athletic trainer who had served at Lindenwood University who would like to remain anonymous up until recent. Under this checklist, which is found on nfhs.org, I will read out all 12 of these checklists for the thing. Okay, so the first check is athletic equipment and supplies. Second check, locker rooms and practice competition facilities. Third check, allocation of travel, transportation, and per diem benefits. Fourth is years of experience, quality, and salaries of coaches. Fifth, institutional housing, dining facilities, and services. Sixth, game practice times. Seventh, scheduling. Eighth, facilities for and access to training and medical services. Ninth, academic tutorial services for student athletes. 10th, institutional support services. And 11th, recruiting resources provided to student athletes. And to correct previous statement, there are 11 checks on this list. Now, what makes this interesting is the switch over to NAIA to NCAA requires just contractual obligations that these fit under Title IX standards. So these are recently evaluated in the time frame in which this athletic trainer had been affiliated with Lindenwood University up until 2015. Okay, so the athletic and equipment and supplies obviously checks off. Everyone has brand new supplies as they have an Adidas sponsorship. Locker rooms, there's an equal amount of boys and girl varsity locker rooms attached to the appropriate competition facilities. Obviously, they share an adjoined weight room centralized between all the athletic facilities. The coaches, this is the only check that technically does not apply. As you will see in a little bit, there have been some other sports added in recent years since 2005, in which the years of coaching and experiences, the years of coaching and experiences do not add up as they were part of the inaugural years of that athletic program. The salaries are consistent with NCAA standards at the D2 level. All athletes are provided equal housing and dining facilities and are often paired with teammates, as you would find on any college campus. Games and practice times are clearly communicated on the schedule, in which they are all able to attend weight training and endurance training at appropriate facilities. All athletes are permitted to use support services such as tutoring, academic and financial aid. All of the above recruiting resources are provided to every student athlete that participates. Any athlete can go out for any sport. Obviously, there are scholarship opportunities, equal scholarship opportunities for each team that participates in the NCAA. However, they do have, which I will get into in a minute, several other sports added in recent years that participate on other levels as well. So I'll get into that now. So men's sports versus women's sports at Lindenwood University. Men's sports, you have baseball, basketball, cross country, football, golf, soccer, lacrosse, swimming and diving, tennis, track and field, volleyball, and wrestling. So that is 12 men's sports. Women's sports, you have basketball, cross country, field hockey, golf, gymnastics, ice hockey, lacrosse, soccer, softball, swimming and diving, tennis, track and field, and volleyball. That is 13 women's sports. So there are more women's sports offered than men's sports. With that being said, ice hockey, women's ice hockey, is currently competing since 2011 at the Division I level, which is a huge honor as the other sports, all the men's sports, participate at the D2 level. Lacrosse was added in 2003, at the same time the men's sports was, which shows they are adding sports for both men and women at the same time to comply with Title IX. As you can see, this campus has expanded a lot recently. Gymnastics was added in 2011. That was its inaugural season. Since then, the gymnastics team has been very successful. Lindenwood also offers other student life sports that I'm not going to get into at this time. These are the sports that offer, scholarship opportunities for both men and women. So the importance of the self-audit is to make sure that your athletic program qualifies with Title IX. You don't want to get caught into a situation in which you have to make a drastic change to the budget, a drastic change by adding another sport, or a drastic change into other legal problems you might run into at the very last minute. It's important to know how to use the three-prong approach because you can catch this and make adjustments before you're even questioned about it by another individual or by the Title IX committee. So that's why that is important. I chose to do Lindenwood University because I feel, even though not being in administration there, having been a former student and knowing people on the inside, I feel that they have gone through the process in which they have used the three-prong approach to ensure that they are complying with Title IX as they have grown dramatically more than probably any other campus in the Midwest as far as expanding, and not only expanding but going from the NAIA to the D2 level and doing so legally as far as the amount of scholarships for each sport as well as communicating that. Okay, so that concludes my presentation on 8.1 Self-Audit Title IX.